Thank you for purchasing this ProForm rower. Assembly requires 2 persons. Place all parts in a cleared area and remove the packing materials. Do not dispose of the packing materials until you finish all assembly steps. Left parts are marked L or left, and right parts are marked R or right. Assembly requires only the included tools. Assembly may be easier if you have a set of wrenches. To avoid damaging parts, do not use power tools. Orient the front stabilizer as shown. Attach the front stabilizer to the frame with 2 M10 by 52 mm screws and 2 M10 by 20 mm washers. Remove the frame pin from the frame. Next, remove the 1/2 inch lock nut, the 2 M13 by 22 mm washers, and the 1/2 inch by 100 mm bolt from the frame. Save all the parts. Then, unwrap the bungee from the frame. Orient the rail as shown. Attach the rail to the frame with the 1/2 inch by 100 mm bolt, the 2 M13 by 22 mm washers, and the 1/2 inch lock nut that you removed in step 3. Do not over-tighten the lock nut. You should be able to easily raise and lower the rail. Then press the dome cap onto the 1/2 inch lock nut. Move the seat to the front of the rail. Next, raise the rail to the position shown. Then fully insert the frame pin into the indicated holes in the frame so that it holds the rail in place. Attach the rear leg to the rail with 2 M8 by 20 mm screws. Route the end of the bungee around the small pulley on the rear leg as shown. Make sure that the bungee is not twisted. Attach the bungee clip to the indicated hole in the rail bracket. Attach the rear leg cover to the rear leg with an M5 by 10 mm screw. Orient the rail cover as shown. Attach the rail cover to the rail with 4 M5 by 8 mm screws. Start all 4 screws and then tighten them. Remove the frame pin and lower the rail to the floor. Next, insert the frame pin fully into the indicated holes in the frame to secure the rail. Then slide an M13 by 32 mm washer onto the frame knob and insert the frame knob into the frame and tighten the frame knob into the rail. Identify the stop rod, which is shorter than the pedal axle. Insert the stop rod into the frame and center it. Next, slide a pedal stop, an M8 by 20 mm by 1.5 mm washer, and an M8 split washer onto each side of the stop rod. Then tighten an M8 acorn nut onto each end of the stop rod at the same time. Insert the pedal axle into the frame and center it. Next, slide a pedal spacer and an M13 by 22 mm washer onto each side of the pedal axle. Next, identify the right pedal and the left pedal. Slide the right pedal onto the right side of the pedal axle and slide the left pedal onto the left side of the pedal axle. Next, slide an M8 by 20 mm by 1.5 mm washer and an M8 split washer onto each side of the pedal axle. Then tighten an M8 acorn nut onto each end of the pedal axle at the same time. Insert a pedal strap through the right pedal as shown. Then route the end of the pedal strap through the buckle on the pedal strap. Attach the other pedal strap to the left pedal in the same way. Attach a footplate to one side of the front stabilizer with an M10 by 70 mm screw. Attach the other footplate to the other side of the front stabilizer in the same way. Attach the tablet holder to the tablet support with 2 M6 by 12 mm screws. The console requires 3 AA batteries. Alkaline batteries are recommended. Do not use old and new batteries together or alkaline standard and rechargeable batteries together. If the console has been exposed to cold temperatures, allow it to warm to room temperature before you insert batteries. Otherwise, you may damage the console display or other electronic components. Grip the lower edge of the console and pull the console a few inches out of the console holder. Be careful not to pull on the console wire. Next, locate the battery cover on the back of the console. Press the tab on the battery cover and remove the battery cover. Next, insert batteries into the battery compartment. Make sure to orient the batteries as shown by the diagram inside of the battery compartment. Then, reattach the battery cover and press the console back into the console holder. Make sure that all parts are properly tightened before you use the rower. Extra parts may be included. Place a mat under the rower to protect the floor. Thank you so much for purchasing this ProForm rower.